If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Dillon Gabriel's first taste of NFL action with the Cleveland Browns has already sparked a storm of takes, comparisons, and heated debates. The rookie quarterback, drafted alongside Shedeur Sanders, carries an unavoidable rivalry on his shoulders. Every snap is being magnified, every throw analyzed as though the fate of the franchise rests on one preseason outing. Against the Philadelphia Eagles, Gabriel put together a performance that, on paper, left critics unconvinced. He completed 13 of his 18 passes, which at face value shows poise and accuracy, but he failed to reach the end zone. More glaringly, 2 turnovers stood out like flashing warning lights: a pick-six and a mishandled exchange with his running back. For casual fans scanning the box score, it's easy to dismiss his debut as shaky, forgettable, or even alarming. Yet when you peel back the layers, there's far more nuance to the story unfolding in Cleveland. Ryan Clark, the former NFL safety-turned-analyst, has become one of Gabriel's most vocal defenders after reviewing the tape in detail. In his breakdown, Clark made it clear that judging Gabriel solely on turnovers misses critical elements of the game. He praised Gabriel's command of third downs, calling him magnificent in those pressure-packed moments. According to Clark, the Eagles' defense didn't record a single third-down stop until midway through the second quarter, and that only came when linebacker Ojulari beat Cleveland's left tackle cleanly. Clark noted that Gabriel's timing, accuracy, and confidence in moving the ball shined through, qualities every coach values when evaluating a young quarterback. Yes, Clark acknowledged the mistakes. Gabriel must throw the ball away on the interception and clean up the mishandled handoff. But in his eyes, the positives outweighed the negatives. For a debut preseason appearance, he argued, there was plenty of evidence to be encouraged about Gabriel's future. This is where context becomes crucial. Preseason football rarely tells the entire truth about players, especially rookies making the leap from college to the NFL. Coaches aren't necessarily drawing up game plans to maximize stats. Instead, they focus on scenarios, progressions, and situational football. Gabriel, in many ways, was being tested on how he could handle third and medium, red zone pressure, and reading defenses disguised by veteran coordinators. If you watched closely, his pocket awareness looked steady, and he distributed the ball with confidence. Several of his completions kept drives alive, something that coaches emphasize relentlessly during film study. That alone is a promising sign. Fans, though, often expect fireworks, forgetting that even the league's best quarterbacks once stumbled during early preseason snaps. Think about Peyton Manning or even Josh Allen in their early days. Missteps were common. What matters most is how a young quarterback grows from those mistakes, not whether they look like a polished Pro Bowler in August. Shedeur Sanders complicates matters, of course. His Week 1 performance for the Browns was crisp, efficient, and immediately sparked comparisons between the two rookies. It's natural for fans and analysts to pit them against each other, especially when they're fighting for the same spotlight. Sanders' clean stat line made Gabriel's turnovers stand out even more. But fair evaluation shouldn't be about who looks better after a single exhibition game. Sanders had different circumstances, a different opponent, and a different set of plays to execute. Gabriel's challenges against the Eagles' defense simply highlighted aspects he'll need to clean up, while also proving he can operate under duress. These are not excuses. They are the realities of NFL growth. Coaches will study both players closely, but one game is not a referendum on a career. That's why voices like Ryan Clark's carry weight, reminding everyone not to jump to premature conclusions. Another important element to note is the way Gabriel handled adversity. Throwing a pick-six in a debut could rattle many rookies. Some would shrink after such a mistake, avoiding risks and forcing checkdowns. Gabriel, however, stayed aggressive and continued to push the ball downfield. His body language never slumped, and his decision-making remained confident. That resiliency is exactly what head coach Kevin Stefanski will evaluate when choosing his starter. A quarterback who doesn't fold under early mistakes shows leadership traits that can't be measured by box scores. In fact, many veterans around the league would argue that preseason turnovers can sometimes be blessings in disguise, revealing teachable moments without costing games that matter. For Gabriel, it's about learning when to throw it away, when to trust his reads, and when to simply live for the next down. The mistakes were glaring, but the response said even more about his makeup. Fans often forget that preseason football is not designed to be entertainment. It's an evaluation tool. While supporters hope to see their rookies dazzle with touchdown passes and highlight reels, coaches are digging deeper. They want to know if Gabriel can identify disguised coverages, hit timing routes in tight windows, and stay composed on 3rd and long. These details don't always show up in stat sheets, but they tell the coaching staff everything they need to know. Gabriel, by that measure, did his job in several key sequences. His 3rd down conversions gave the Browns extended drives, which, in a regular season setting, translates into field position battles and opportunities to score. Stefanski won't gloss over the turnovers, but he also won't ignore the growth potential on display. That's why Ryan Clark's perspective resonates, because it shifts the narrative from surface-level criticism to a deeper understanding of quarterback development. It's also worth mentioning how narratives in the preseason tend to snowball. With limited action across the league, fans and media latch on his storylines and magnify them beyond proportion. Dillon Gabriel's 2 mistakes suddenly become defining characteristics in highlight packages, while his 3rd down mastery fades into the background. This creates a distorted picture, one that can unfairly sway public perception. Preseason games are supposed to be laboratories for growth, yet they often become judgment days for rookies who haven't even had time to adjust to NFL speed. That's why perspective is so important. Gabriel isn't expected to be perfect in August. He's expected to show promise. By that measure, he succeeded. The turnovers will haunt him on film, but the poise, efficiency, and confidence were real. And if the Browns coaching staff believes in player development, they'll see the foundation of a quarterback worth investing in long term. Looking ahead, the quarterback battle between Gabriel and Sanders will only intensify as preseason rolls on. Every rep in practice, every drive in exhibition games will add fuel to the competition. Fans want instant answers, but coaches prefer long-term evaluations. Gabriel still has weeks to refine his mechanics, adjust to the playbook, and prove he can clean up mistakes. Sanders may have the early advantage in public opinion, but Gabriel remains very much in the mix. Ryan Clark's breakdown served as a reminder that progress isn't linear. One preseason outing won't determine who starts come. Mid-season, what matters is consistency, adaptability, and growth. If Gabriel continues converting on 3rd downs, limits turnovers, and shows command of the offense, he'll remain firmly in contention. And in a league where the quarterback position is constantly under the microscope, being resilient through adversity often matters more than debut stat lines. For the Browns organization, this competition is actually a positive problem to have. 2 young, talented quarterbacks vying for a starting role means the franchise has options. In today's NFL, depth at quarterback is invaluable, and healthy competition often brings out the best in players. Gabriel and Sanders may be rivals in the public eye, but behind the scenes, they're pushing each other to elevate their games. Coaches love that dynamic. Gabriel's ability to bounce back after mistakes, combined with Sanders' poise, creates an environment where both must perform at their highest levels. This is not a situation of one clear favorite and one lost cause. It's a duel where growth will dictate the outcome. For Gabriel, the key is simple. Learn quickly, avoid repeated mistakes, and keep proving that he has the poise and precision to eventually lead the Browns offense when his name is called. In the end, Dillon Gabriel's debut shouldn't be viewed as a disaster, but as the first step in a much longer journey. The turnovers can't be ignored, yet they also don't erase the positives he displayed. Ryan Clark's assessment shines a necessary spotlight on those bright spots, reminding fans that quarterback development is about trajectory, not instant perfection. Preseason games often deceive, but they can also reveal resilience, poise, and potential, the very qualities Gabriel showed against the Eagles. While Shedeur Sanders may have grabbed the early headlines, Gabriel remains firmly in the conversation, and the Browns coaching staff knows it. The coming weeks will be crucial, but one thing is certain. Writing off Dillon Gabriel after one preseason game is premature. If anything, his ability to stay composed, convert tough downs, and learn from mistakes suggests his story in Cleveland is only just beginning. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Carson Wentz, The quarterback who once commanded headlines as a top draft pick has officially signed with the Cleveland Browns, and the rumor mill is already running wild with speculation about what this could mean for the team. Sources close to the organization suggest that Wentz is eager to prove himself once again after turbulent seasons with his previous teams. While his tenure in Indianapolis and Washington was marked by flashes of brilliance and frustrating inconsistencies, insiders indicate that he's entering Cleveland with a renewed determination to compete for the starting position. Coaches reportedly see his experience as a potential asset, and the locker room is buzzing with excitement about the competition he will bring. Fans are split, some skeptical about his ability to reclaim his former form, while others are optimistic that Wentz's presence could push Baker Mayfield or any other quarterback on the roster to new heights, creating an intriguing quarterback battle this season. Early reports from training camp reveal that Wentz has immersed himself in the Browns' system with remarkable intensity. Teammates have described his focus as almost obsessive, noting that he stays late after practice reviewing film and working with coaches to refine his mechanics. Sources say this has sparked a wave of curiosity and cautious optimism around the facility, as players and staff alike are intrigued by his commitment. Analysts on sports podcasts are already buzzing about the potential shakeup, speculating how Wentz's presence could influence play calling and team dynamics. While the official stance from the Browns front office remains neutral, the whispers of internal debate are growing louder. Some insiders hint that Wentz may be groomed to start if he outperforms the current starter in preseason showdowns, while others maintain that his role could be more as a mentor with a competitive edge. Fans on social media are dissecting every clip and interview, fueling the rumor mill even further as the anticipation builds. Despite his checkered past, Wentz's signing has triggered comparisons to classic comeback stories in the NFL, with pundits recalling how quarterbacks like Alex Smith and Ryan Tannehill resurrected their careers after doubts. According to sources familiar with the Browns' locker room culture, there is an unspoken excitement about seeing how Wentz's competitive nature might transform the atmosphere in Cleveland. Coaches are reportedly intrigued by his arm talent and ability to read defenses, but questions about durability and consistency continue to swirl in rumor circles. Meanwhile, fans and sports media are already crafting scenarios where Wentz could seize the starting role, with mock depth charts being debated fiercely online. Speculative narratives suggest that a strong preseason showing could shift the team's strategy, potentially giving Wentz a legitimate shot at starting. The buzz surrounding his signing has reignited discussions about the Browns' playoff potential, with insiders hinting that the front office may be quietly plotting a quarterback experiment this season. Insiders hint that Wentz's arrival could trigger a ripple effect throughout the entire Browns roster, affecting everything from offensive schemes to player morale. Reports from those close to the team suggest that certain veteran players are cautiously optimistic, seeing Wentz's competitive drive as a way to elevate the team's overall performance. Yet, there are murmurs of concern from analysts who remember his injury history and uneven track record in high-pressure games. The rumor mill suggests that Browns management is keeping a close eye on every preseason snap, assessing whether Wentz's presence might ignite a quarterback controversy or simply serve as healthy competition. Social media chatter already paints dramatic narratives of Wentz battling it out in training camp, fans picking sides, and sports talk shows debating potential outcomes. Speculation has even reached fantasy football communities, with players pondering whether Wentz's new role could translate into tangible stats or remain a subplot of intrigue. Sources suggest that Wentz's mindset entering Cleveland is one of redemption, with insiders describing his determination to silence doubters as palpable. Coaches reportedly admire his willingness to adapt, with whispers indicating that he's been actively learning new offensive schemes and studying tendencies of both his teammates and potential NFL opponents. Rumors indicate that this effort has not gone unnoticed, with some within the organization quietly rooting for him to succeed, while others remain skeptical until game day performances validate his commitment. Sports commentators are already spinning scenarios of how Wentz's competitive edge might shake up preseason rosters and depth charts, creating tension and excitement in equal measure. Fans online are dissecting his past performances, speculating whether he can recapture the magic of earlier seasons. The rumor mill around Cleveland suggests that Wentz could either become a pivotal figure in a quarterback battle or remain a fascinating subplot, keeping analysts and insiders on edge. Word from training facilities hints at Wentz fostering an infectious energy among younger quarterbacks and offensive players, with whispers suggesting that his experience may benefit the development of the team's future stars. Reports claim that he has been engaging in intense one-on-one sessions, trying to elevate his mechanics while mentoring teammates through drills and walkthroughs. Rumors indicate that this dynamic has caused a buzz within the coaching staff, with speculation growing about whether Wentz might eventually assume a leadership role both on and off the field. Analysts on sports podcasts are already theorizing that if Wentz thrives in this competitive environment, his resurgence could mirror some of the most dramatic comebacks in NFL history. Meanwhile, social media speculation continues to paint Wentz as a potential hero or cautionary tale, depending on the narrative fans choose to embrace. The story unfolding in Cleveland is generating a palpable tension that feeds speculation and keeps the rumor mill spinning rapidly. The media frenzy surrounding Wentz's signing shows no signs of slowing, with insiders reporting that even casual conversations in Cleveland bars and restaurants now touch on his potential impact. Rumors suggest that local sports reporters are digging deeper into his past performances, injury history, and leadership qualities, attempting to project whether he could outshine the incumbent starter. Analysts whisper about possible scenarios for the quarterback race, noting that even small details from training camp practices are being scrutinized to predict future developments. Social media platforms are brimming with debates, memes, and speculation, fueling what some insiders call a modern-day quarterback soap opera. While the Browns maintain a veneer of calm, rumor mills report that internal discussions about Wentz's potential to win the starting role are more heated than publicly acknowledged. Fans, experts, and insiders alike are captivated by the drama, ensuring that every new clip or report sends shockwaves through the rumor ecosystem surrounding Cleveland. Reports indicate that Wentz's work ethic has become the talk of the facility, with whispers suggesting that even seasoned veterans are impressed by his dedication. Rumor has it that he's been pushing himself harder than ever, showing up early and leaving late, meticulously reviewing film, and working closely with position coaches to correct mechanical flaws. Analysts speculate that this intensity could either result in a triumphant return to form or exacerbate lingering concerns about his ability to perform under pressure. Online forums are flooded with debates over whether Wentz can reclaim his earlier promise, with supporters citing his arm strength and field vision, while detractors highlight injury concerns and inconsistency. Inside sources hint that Browns executives are monitoring every development closely, aware that the preseason could determine whether Wentz becomes a headline-making starter or a backup who injects intrigue and drama into training camp. Fans are riveted, as rumors swirl around every pass, practice session, and interview. Speculation continues that Wentz's presence might shift the Browns' offensive strategies, with sources suggesting that coaches are quietly evaluating how to incorporate his strengths into game plans. Rumors indicate that discussions behind closed doors revolve around adapting schemes to accommodate Wentz's skill set while maintaining consistency with the team's existing quarterback rotation. Analysts are abuzz with theories on how his arrival could affect offensive chemistry, play calling, and even team morale. The rumor mill has exploded with predictions about whether Wentz can outperform the current starter, with insiders hinting that a quarterback battle of epic proportions may be brewing. Fans online are already envisioning highlight reels, big comebacks, and potential playoff scenarios fueled by Wentz's renewed vigor. Sources suggest that even minor glimpses of Wentz's on-field decision-making are being dissected to gauge his fit within Cleveland's evolving offensive framework, amplifying speculation to fever pitch. Word on the street suggests that Wentz is embracing the Cleveland challenge with a mix of humility and determination, seeking redemption while quietly asserting his competitiveness. Rumors indicate that he's been bonding with teammates, studying opposing defenses, and actively pushing himself to reclaim the confidence that once made him a top-tier quarterback. Analysts speculate that this combination of preparation and mental resilience could either result in a spectacular resurgence or a high-stakes audition fraught with pressure. Fans, insiders, and commentators are all watching every move, creating an ecosystem of rumors and speculation that feeds itself with each new report from training camp. Social media chatter paints a picture of a quarterback on the verge of transformation, with Wentz's story oscillating between potential triumph and cautionary tale. Cleveland has become a focal point for NFL intrigue, with Wentz at the center of an unfolding drama that has everyone guessing what the coming season will bring. Finally, sources suggest that Wentz's arrival has sparked a cultural shift within the Browns organization, with whispers of increased competitiveness, energy, and a sense of urgency permeating the facility. Rumors indicate that his determination to secure the starting role is contagious, inspiring both young players and veterans to elevate their preparation and commitment. Analysts speculate that Wentz could redefine the quarterback conversation in Cleveland, creating a narrative of redemption, rivalry, and high-stakes competition that could shape the team's trajectory this season. Fans are actively following every update, dissecting every throw in practice, and debating scenarios where Wentz becomes either the hero or a dramatic subplot. Inside whispers suggest that coaches are carefully balancing opportunities for both Wentz and the current starter, fueling speculation about who will ultimately take the helm. The rumor mill continues to churn, generating anticipation, excitement, and a healthy dose of drama as Cleveland braces for what could become one of the most talked-about quarterback storylines in recent NFL memory. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!